Hi guys, Chad of Firehand Cards. Want to do a quick video here. Try and keep it quick, not ramble too much. There won't be any editing or anything like that. I'm not a professional video editor, so just gonna ramble off best I can. Watched a couple of videos. I'm sure many of you have seen videos in regards to this account here called BreakComp. They've got an Instagram page, a website. I first saw them on Twitter myself. But anyway, there's been a lot of videos going around. The one that caught my attention was Dan the Cardman. Sports card breakers hate this website. I also saw one by Lootbox exposed at the $10,000 break. I've seen BreakComp on Sports Card Radio before, and I follow them on Twitter. We've been featured on their pricing many times. Anyway, if you aren't familiar with it, which you should be, basically they go around to whatever breaks they can find on the internet of particular products, aggregate, meaning getting all the total pricing for a case break or a half case break, and they put the price on the website compared to all the other breakers. So you have a list. This is the one everybody's focusing on. Oops, is the Absolute, because it's the newest one and it's got like the most drastic price hike that everybody wants to keep pointing at here. But anyway, so this is like a 12-box case of Absolute Football. You can see the number one cheapest break available is Bel Air Breaks, and the number 9 spot that they show on here being Little Pullman. I think you could probably go to farther than this, and there might be even a couple more expensive. But anyway, that's the logistics of it, the breakdown, comparing everybody's prices, where you can find the best price, etc. So anyway, I like Dan's video. I subscribe to Dan. I watch his videos all the time. I agree with Dan's viewpoints on the hobby in general, 99.9% of the time. And there's just, when I've been watching a lot of people make their videos about this stuff, and I've been reading a lot of stuff on Twitter and Instagram, and I just wanted to point out a couple of things that I think get lost in the shuffle, or people really don't understand about breaks and allocations and how much people have to pay for product, etc. So anyway, really quickly, this is the first thing that I always see. The guy at the top of the list there, Bel Air Breaks, at $6,000 for a case of Absolute Football. That breaks down to $500 a box. I would guarantee that guy ran one break of that product at that price. Probably Triangle Cards and the Mecca of Sports Cards. Some of these guys I've never heard of before. No offense to you guys. Maybe you've never heard of me before either, so please don't take offense. Some of these guys run Facebook groups, or they have got their websites. They don't have a website for the breaks or wherever they run them. So I apologize if I'm not familiar with your business. So anyway, that would be like a $500 per box break of the product. Firehand ourselves, I believe we were allocated only 4 total cases. Well, that's not even allocated. We were allocated 2 full cases of Absolute Football at cost from our distributors. We were then offered an additional case from one distributor at, I believe, $550 a box, and then another distributor offered us half a case. I think we got a case and a half from one, and the second half they let us buy 6 boxes more at like $650 a box pre-order. So, and that happens quite often. Is that on premium products, higher end products? We call this a higher end product, or products that distributors know are going to carry a premium. Is they'll just give you a little bit on allocation, and then they will upsell you, give you an opportunity to buy more product at a higher price prior to release, and then once the product comes out, of course, you've got to then pay market value basically to get any more of it. So yes, some of these guys, they might have 1 or 2, most likely 1 case that they're going to break at that price right there that's featured on the website, and then after that they're either not going to break any more of it, or they're going to have to increase their prices, or they're going to start breaking at a loss, which I highly doubt they would do. So I think when you read these comments sometimes on Instagram from these guys, there's a misconception that a breaker or a card shop or somebody can just call up their distributor and order 50 cases of Absolute at cost if they want to, and then on release date, charge $10,000 a case when they only paid, I don't know, $250 a box. That's just not the reality of it. So I can't speak on behalf of Lil Pullman. I mean, he's pretty much an easy target for everybody when this was posted and everybody taking shots at him. I don't endorse any of these guys. I don't know any of these guys. I have no idea how many cases Lil Pullman got. I do know that a lot of these big breakers, they will pay up, as we like to call it. Maybe they have a deal with their distributor where they'll say, you know what, I'll pay you $2,000 more per case if you can get me X amount of cases on pre-order or whatever. And they might strike deals like that. A lot of these guys, they don't buy everything. So most of the time with the distributor, you know, like we like to support the entire product line. We try and buy cases of everything so that we can have it when it releases. But a lot of these big breakers, you won't see them breaking all the products. They're only going to try and break Prism, NT, Absolute, the cards with the super premium high-end stuff, and stuff that has the big chase cards. So most of the time they are paying a premium to get their product. Either there's guys that I have sold cases to, some breaker, I'm not going to name anybody, it doesn't do any good, but where all they're doing, they're calling me up or texting me, hey, do you have NT, do you have Prism, do you have 1-in-1 basketball? They have no interest in texting me for top Series 1 baseball, anything like that. Of course, they're always looking for the premium stuff, and if they're buying it from me or somebody else, they're paying full market value for that, and then now they have to go turn and try and turn that into a break and make money themselves. So while you put the numbers on the paper like this, you have one guy at the top who's got one case break at cost from his distributor, which probably he paid, I don't even remember what cost is, $200 a case or $200 a box. So maybe that's a $2,400 case. So he's actually making a pretty good profit at $6,000 on the case anyways. And then maybe you go down to Little Pullman. I have no idea. That guy might break 25 cases of Absolute, and you know, he's bought 15 of those cases at full market value or paying up to get them, and that's why he's paying so much. Again, not defending it. $10,000 seems pretty outrageous. I can tell you for a fact, 100%, I was offered yesterday, January 22nd, 2024, I was offered cases of Absolute from a distributor at $650 a box. I think that's $7,800 a case. So if I was to buy those at $7,800 a case and try and make our standard 20% margin and fees and everything on top of that, we would probably be approaching $10,000 overall, but I turned it down. I don't believe Absolute is that great of a product. Outside of Kabooms, you're not really going to get much value for what you're paying for anyway. So turned it down, but that's basically what the fair market value is right now. Panini sold the boxes on the website $715 or $725 on release day, and they sold out instantly. That being said, let's move on. So again, the quantity, this goes down. If you ever want to get a real feel, I would suggest you refer to the Topps products on this website as opposed to Panini, simply because Fanatics and Top control distribution 100% themselves. They don't send it to a distributor who then gives out a little bit, then jacks up the price for more. So the pricing is not as volatile. Basically everybody, if you're buying from Fanatics or Topps, you're paying pretty much the same price. I can't speak 100%, don't know. Maybe Fanatics has special deals with some of their guys that break on Fanatics Live. Maybe those guys get a little bit better price. Maybe not, I don't know. So, but I would imagine it's all very, very close in pricing. So if you want to see a real, more accurate comparison of who might be overcharging, I would suggest you check out the Topps and Bowman products on here. You'll see a lot more. I can see if I can find a quick reference. Like if you're gonna scroll down to, what do they got? They got a Bowman's Best right here. I bet you if I click Bowman's Best, most of the numbers are gonna be very close. You know, like here's the top 12. Somebody charging from the Diamondbacks anywhere from $100 to, it's only a $50 difference for the number 1 spot to the number 12 spot. I didn't mean to click on that. I wanted to get you a full case break of all the teams. But what I would say is that you would see much more competitive pricing close. Here you go, 2100, 2200, maybe up to 2400. We're talking hundreds of dollars, not thousands of dollars in swings of the price of the break, because again, everybody's into it pretty much the same. And at that point, you're competing with other breakers for, I don't know, turnaround time, entertainment value, guaranteed that the break will fill, that kind of stuff. So I just think, you know, when I watch these videos and you see the comments of people, I just want to try and get a little bit of clarity, if I could, to why there might be some drastic swings in the prices from different products from one guy to another. At the end of the day, there's a breaker for everybody, right? And I definitely have backed the idea of BreakComp 100%. I believe it's a great idea. We are fully transparent on our brakes all the time. All the, you know, Firehand Cards brakes, you know, here's an NT. We always have listed the PYT prices right here in the actual description. We're not trying to hide the price or how much money we're charging for the brake. So I see that, you know, some guys are complaining that breakers hide their pricing, and, you know, some breakers might be upset that maybe some, you know, I guess some people are getting some pushback. I push back myself on BreakComp a little bit. Because their one flaw that I had found in their numbers, which they have commented on Dan's video that they fixed, and they actually messaged me directly on Twitter to ask me if I noticed that they switched it, was what they were doing was they would come out with that list, like that absolute list we were looking at, and they would never change. So they would, like, you'd have this brake right here, right? And let's remember, Bel Air Brakes has one case of absolute. After release day, it's done. They never break it again. But 2 weeks later, BreakComp would put this post up on Facebook, or I'm sorry, Instagram or Twitter again, saying here's an update on the pricing. But Bel Air Brakes would still be listed there at $6,000 as the #1 price. Meanwhile, they've never broken a case in the last 2 weeks. And you actually have, you know, breakers that are still actively breaking it. And if this is a tool, so I told them, if this is literally a tool meant to help consumers go and find the best brake that they could buy right now, then you shouldn't have stuff listed on there where you can't actually go buy the brake, right? At that point, it just becomes free advertising for Bel Air Brakes and the top 3 lowest price breakers who had one case available on release day. And all the other breakers that are still actively breaking it, they're not really getting any extra traffic directed to them, or getting eyes put on their brakes, or helping the consumer that's visiting this website actually find an active brake that they can join. So apparently they are now, within a few days, going and making sure that they're only going to be uploading pricing according to breakers that actually have the product still listed and still breaking it. I think that's pretty much it. The last thing I guess I could touch on is, you know, I would just say, you know, and maybe just barking at people that could care less anyway. Before you're just so quick to jump on somebody for thinking that they're overcharging, you know, you just kind of have to put some of these things in the back of your mind, that there are a lot of fees involved. Again, you could have one guy, if you compare the #1 to the #10, sometimes the real comparison isn't even there. Again, like, you have one guy who's got one case, maybe he breaks by himself, he has no employees, he ships it all himself. Is it going to break the first day? You know, is it going to break on release day? Is it going to sell it out? How long does it take him to turn around the cars and get it out to you? I don't know. Guys in the middle of the pack, guys at the bottom of the list there, you know, maybe they're guaranteed that you're going to break 10 cases on release day. They're all going to be shipped out the very next day to you. So there's always a breaker for somebody. It's all dependent on what you're expecting. If all that you care about is how much you pay for a brake, I'm sure you can find the cheapest one. You better find the guys quick on this list. Better find them fast and get to them before their one case is gone. And platforms, I think, play a big part as well in the pricing. I can speak now as us running our own brakes on Whatnot for months now. You know, there's a lot of fees involved. Some of these guys are breaking on Whatnot. I don't know what the fees are on Fanatics Live. I'm not on there yet, so I don't know if there are fees or what they pay on there. But I can speak for Whatnot. Basically, in the end, you maybe make, and it varies again from breaker to breaker depending on how much you sell on there or whatever. But I can say that you lose about 13%, anywhere from 10 to 13% on what your final sale is. In fees and everything else to Whatnot. So some of these guys, they might have a high price right here because it's the price that they got in their Whatnot stream on the right hand, you know, saying this is the PYT price. #1, they've got major fees involved with the actual platform. #2, a lot of times they hike the prices up because they are then going to try and allow people to make offers. in the stream to get discounted rates on those teams. So that price that you see there is not the end price. The end price would actually be whatever they sold them for after taking auction offers, or then teams that are unsold, you just run an auction at the end. Maybe you got 5 teams that nobody wanted to buy, so you just run a $1 auction. Whatever they go for, that's what they go for. So just take some of these numbers with a grain of salt. It's not always that way in the end. There's a few major breakers out there that they have a price that's listed on here, and as the break gets closer to full, all the teams that are left on the website, they start discounting them to get them sold out. They don't want to run fillers, and so again, the price trickles down from there. So this is almost like a starting point for them, and it actually gets cheaper as the break gets closer to filling until the last team is sold. Anyway, I think it's a great idea, a great tool, as long as the guys who are running it, like I saw Gin and Juice were saying over and over in their video, and I agree with, stick to the data. I see a little bit of going back and forth. They're kind of bickering back and forth with Lil Pullman and a couple other guys, other breakers, and making posts, like, keyboard warrior kind of stuff back and forth, which is, I think if you're going to run a website like this, the most important thing is just, stay neutral, put the numbers up there, let them speak for themselves, and don't get too involved in battling back and forth and getting into internet fights with breakers over their pricing, etc. That's it. I don't want to make this video too long. Again, like I said, thanks for watching. Again, hey, visit firehandcards.com for all your breaks. We got great pricing. You'll see us on BreakComp, usually within the top 10, because we try and bring the best price we possibly can, while keeping the lights on and keeping the employees paid, of course. And that's it. You guys have a great day. Until next time.